Hope everyone's having a great day. My name is Dante-Ezekiel. I want to start this presentation off with a quote from Plato, famous Greek philosopher. Human desire flows from three main sources: desire, emotion, and knowledge. Today I will be speaking about attribution theory, and I will apply it to a situation I experienced a couple years ago as a camp counselor. A little bit of a background on myself. Growing up, I never had a chance to actually attend camp, and that was actually one of the few things I always wanted to do growing up, is to go away to camp, sleep in like a cabin, like get the whole experience, and I never had the opportunity. So as soon as I got to the age, I decided that, I wanted to be a camp counselor, and I've been a camp counselor for maybe 3 or 4 years, and I've dealt with kids as young as second graders and as old as ninth graders. And I actually worked at a camp named Step Camp, which is at my former high school, where they basically bring in kids who are thinking about coming into the school, and they have like an overall just all day just camp, like a sports camp, and it just gets kids acclimated, helps them make new friends, and it's overall just a great experience. I actually did it myself heading into high school, and I loved it. I made so many friends heading into high school. So during my experience as a counselor, I actually met a kid named John who was in the 8th grade, and John was like one of the most like exciting, just happy kids just to be around. Like his first week of camp, he finished literally first in every drill, every activity. And he was overall, he was just a great kid. Like, he was friends with everyone, and he was like, he made my job much easier. He made everyone else's experience at camp much better. And he entered the second week, and his whole attitude took a downward spiral. He was getting into fights with kids. He didn't want to participate, and overall, we had to come together as a staff and agree that, there might have been something going wrong that might affected his behavior. So today I'm going to define attribution theory and give a couple of examples, and apply it to different scenarios. Attribution theory is the process of trying to figure out why people behave in certain ways. I'm sure everyone has dealt with the ups and downs that come with life. These factors can affect our emotions and attitude towards other people. When we speak about attribution in its simplest form, we have to always identify the three-step process. Step 1, observing of the action and behavior. This step is the process of taking note of certain change or even the consistency of the behavior. So as a camp counselor, when I noticed that John's behavior was starting to decline, I chose to take action and speak with the head counselor, about this situation earlier in the week, so that we could decide if, this is going to be a constant thing, or he's just going through a phase, a bad couple of days. Then, you got to move on to step 2, which is the assessment of intent. This is the process of determining if these intentions, or actions are positive or negative. Knowing that John has, been in the camp for 2 to 3 years, we can ask ourselves, how has he acted in those previous years? Is this something he's been through before? Is this just, random change of emotions? And then you would have to go to step 3, which is basically finding the source of motivation. If it's internal or external. Determining the source of motivation here might be the most important step, because if we could determine the motivational factors, like if it's something internal, like personal success or achievement, or something external such as, award or something physical, this behavior might stem from the different emotions such as anger, happiness, or even sorrow. The camp was ran at Archbishop Stepanak, my former high school, and it was ran by the teachers and like some of the faculty members. And I would like to take a moment and say that I'm blessed and truly thankful to have these people in my life. Going through those 4 years of high school, I can't name a group of people who've had more of an impact on my life and my decision to go to college and shape the person I am today. And these are literally some of the best teachers in like all of New York. So I literally love these guys. So when seeing John not not actually having a really great time at camp, it really made me think to myself, what could really change the attitude of one of the most happy, energetic, and just overall just exciting to be around type of teens I've ever had the opportunity to work with. And at the moment, I didn't actually understand attribution theory, but you just know you have to naturally take those steps to correctly assess the situation. So I decided that Friday would be a good time to actually talk to John, one on one. So I started off the conversation by telling him about, my experience at step camp and how it prepared me for high school and beyond. And, then I also went into telling him about some of the things I was having trouble with, a couple of things I was unsure about, heading into college. And he finally decided to open up, and he told me about a situation at home where his parents were like going through like a tough divorce, and he was kind of scared that he wouldn't see his dad anymore. And it finally all started to make sense to me. This kid was scared. He was dealing with a lot of different emotions, if it was sorrow, anger, confusion, and it just all made sense to me. And so basically I would just say, he asked me, due to the sensitivity of the situation, that I wouldn't tell anyone. So I promised I wouldn't tell anyone. And I assured him that in life, things don't always go the direction you want them to, but at the end of the day, your parents will always have your back, and they always love you. And they sent you here to have the best 3 weeks of your summer, and I'm going to make sure that, that actually happens. I'm going to do the best of my abilities to make sure you have the best experience at this camp. And, from that, if I had to make any recommendations, I would just say that, you treat the situation with caution, because I feel like with, younger kids, it's like it's very easy to get them swayed in the wrong direction. So I feel like you want to try to treat it with caution, be careful, be observe, and just try to think of the best action that would benefit, not just the camper, but, the campers that are around him. So I wouldn't approach John in an active setting, because I feel like you wouldn't have got the same result. And, I would then also reassure him and let him know that, if he needs someone to talk to, that, I'm always there for him. So this was basically my experience with the theory of attribution. And I hope this presentation really helps you guys. And I just want to let you guys know that the story doesn't actually end here. John actually decided to attend Stepinac, and he's actually graduating in May of 2019. And I actually hope to be at his graduation and surprise him. So I would like to end things by thanking everyone who tuned in, and I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their day. Thank you.